I just want to go over my BJD collection because I just think it's interesting. I have a lot of them. I like BJDs. I know that some of you guys who watch my content also like BJDs, so I figured I would go over them. Don't judge me, okay? A lot of them are not painted. I get issues, alright? I paint a lot of fashion dolls, so it becomes overwhelming because I feel like I need to, like, people watch me to paint fashion dolls, but then I also have a very big interest in BJDs, so I buy BJDs and then I just keep painting fashion dolls, and I like painting fashion dolls, but it's made it so that I kind of have accumulated quite a few BJDs. Before I get into it, I also want to mention the dolls that I have on pre-order, because I have 2 dolls on pre-order. I haven't pre-ordered a doll in a really long time. I also never pre-order dolls because I have no patience, so there's that. And I also really never pre-order like artist dolls because I do really like them. That's not true, actually. I feel like I've been doing it more definitely now. I used to like never do that, just again impatient. And they tend to have a really long wait time, so I really just I don't have the patience for it. But I feel like I've gotten more of the patience for it because you can put down a down payment and then, you know, pay it off gradually. That feels a little bit better to me than paying somebody like $600 and then not having a doll for like a year. Just feels like a lot. So I've definitely jumped on more artist BJD pre-orders than I previously did. Right now I have one with Skyland dolls. I feel like if you guys are into BJDs, you've probably seen his piggy doll because it like got a lot of hype. I feel like it did. It's like the cutest thing on the planet, so I understand the hype, but I actually didn't order a piggy. He like had a pre-order, and I didn't order a piggy. I ordered, oh my god, what is it called? Hold on. Bowgun. Okay, I pre-ordered a bowgun. It has like a slightly open mouth. I was really like, it was a rough pick between that and piggy, but I think I also got excited because it was like new. I tend to be like that. So I have that. I think I ordered in pink skin. I was contemplating getting tan, but the price, my guy, tan was like $40 more. That feels really expensive, like especially just during Christmas time, because I pre-ordered it during Christmas time, and I shouldn't have entered it to begin with because it's Christmas time and like I gotta spend money on other people, so the extra $40 just felt really intense. It just felt very intense for me. But yeah, so I have one of those on pre-order, and then I have one of JackyOhhhxo's Misha's. Did I order Misha? Yeah, I ordered Misha in pink because she only had fantasy colors. I think it was like pink, mint, and then some other color, and I was like, pink, duh. So I got her. I love that doll. I feel like I've been watching it be like sculpted from the start, and it was just really cool. I love like the figure. I think it's 1/6 scale, I believe. I don't know when that's gonna get here, but I'm very excited for that. I'm gonna go over my 1/4 scale, my 1/6 scale dolls, and then my one single lonely 1/3 scale doll. Alright, so these are all my 1/4 scale dolls. I'm just gonna go over them. Obviously the lady on the right, on the far right, cannot stand. She has heeled feet, and even when I put on her shoes, she just can't stand. I'll go over her a little bit, but yeah, I tried to pose them. I tried to set them up from like shortest to tallest, and there's quite a bit of variety. I feel like some of them really don't look like they fit together. Obviously I need to paint a lot of them. Also, a lot of them are very similar skin tone. I'm just gonna go over them. I'm gonna move a little bit closer because it's like super far away. Alright, so these are all my 1/4 scale dolls. I'm gonna do the same thing with my 1/6 scale, and then I have one 1/3 scale, but like, she's a lot. I'll just go over her real quickly. But yeah, so these are 1/4 scale. I tried to set them up from shortest to tallest. I feel like there's like a lot of variety happening. Like, I feel like the Frappzilla doll on the left literally does not look like it. It looks like a completely different scale from like the Resin Soul dolls all the way on the right. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to look at them all together. I rarely ever like pull them out because they just sit in my closet because I don't want them to yellow. This is making me quite nervous because some of these dolls are very, very unstable. Speaking of which, Frappzilla Moon. She is loopy. I love this doll aesthetically. I really love her like body. I love her like head. I even like that it's tiny. I like her little ears. It's very cute. I'm gonna be honest, I've been this doll for a little bit, and I did an unboxing and like quick little kind of first impressions of it. I don't think I like the jointing. It just feels a little bit more difficult than it should be. I have watched the posing video, but I think I just kind of prefer a doll that's sort of I don't have to, that sort of just snaps into the pose that I want. And maybe if you get a lot of practice with this doll, you can get this doll to do that. But for me, it's not that easy. She's in peony, so she's sort of like a cool toned pink. It's a pretty color. And yeah, she's small. She's definitely on the smaller side of an MSD. She's close to like a Minifee. But that's her. And I'm actually working on her super soon, so if you want to see her painted, look out for that. Alright, moving on to my Minifees. I have 3 of them. I have kind of a variety of them. So I have Mio. I like forget her name, oh my god. I bought her in stock. For Frappzilla, for the moon, I actually entered that pre-order, but for Mio, I bought her in stock from Denver Doll Emporium. And this is actually the body that she has, the Moe body. And I got it when I bought the hwayu, who I actually pre-ordered. But I thought that the body that Mio was on kind of suited my hwayu a little bit more, so I switched out their bodies. Because I just feel like Mio is like so cute that the Moe body just suited it. I actually really like the Moe body. I don't know if I prefer the active line or the Moe. I kind of like the Moe because it's like small. Their feet are really cute too. Their feet are like little. The bust size though with the Moe dolls, I think there's only like 2 of them. I think this is the smaller one. So, you know, it's like really big. So, which isn't exactly my preference. I kind of like more like kind of medium to smaller boobs. I'd say like a good medium. These just feel really big. But yeah, so that's Mio. I think it's interesting. So many Minifee sculpts that I feel like they really do have a really wide variety of heads. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of Minifee heads where I feel like I'm like, y'all look like sister/twins, but there is like quite a bit of a variety. Like Mio, I feel like looks so different than hwayu, and hwayu looks so different than mirwen, and all that stuff. I also think aesthetically, if it comes to a BJD, I like it when they don't have this like hip part. I feel like this hip part, I mean, it definitely like adds more posability to it, but I'm personally just someone who likes things a little bit more aesthetically. Like I'm not out here like putting my dolls in crazy poses. So I think I just kind of prefer aesthetics over like extreme posability. Moving on to hwayu. So hwayu is a doll that I wanted for a really long time. She's obviously a vampire. I don't know, I like vampire dolls. I like her ears, and I kind of just like hwayu in general because I sort of want human hwayu. I also really like JackyOhhhxo, who is I think supposed to be like in the canon of Minifee's like hwayu's brother or something, I don't know. They're both vampires. I really want JackyOhhhxo. He has like more of a relaxed lip expression, and I just think his face is like very, I mean honestly I feel like all of the Minifee faces are like pretty gender neutral, so he has like a really pretty face, even though I guess he's supposed to be a boy. I wanted her for a very long time, and I eventually just caved and pre-ordered her, and it came pretty quickly if I remember correctly. There's tan Minifee dolls and I really want one, but I don't think you can like pre-order a tan Minifee doll. I think that it has to be like a Denver Doll Emporium in stock doll, or maybe like an event doll, which is weird because I think it was this and then white. Like they had the peach color. I think this is like called normal skin. I don't remember what the color is called, but it was this or white, and I just don't really like white skin, like pure white. So I picked this color, but I want a tan, god damn it. So that's hwayu. She has a smaller bust. I think Mirwen has a slightly bigger one. So this is Mirwen. She is the only doll I have up here painted, but the Frappzilla doll is gonna join her soon, I swear to god. So yeah, Mirwen, I love her. I love this like little outfit. I love her colors. I really like how her face up turned out. I don't know what, I know that Minifees have like different legs. I don't know what leg this is. Like they have cutie legs and model legs. I don't know. I bought her secondhand, and I really liked her face. She was one of my first BJDs, I believe. She was my first Minifee. I liked how like she had like small eyes and like kind of like, I don't know how to describe her features. I liked her small eyes, I guess, and she has like a really heavy brow, so I really like that. She looked a little pissed, which I guess I was into when I was looking into Minifees, because for the longest time I didn't want a Minifee at all. I wanted nothing to do with them, but then I like fell down the Minifee rabbit hole, and that's why I have 3 of them. I like how small they are, by the way. Like I feel like I preferred this size over the Resin Soul and the Dollies dolls, which are my biggest, and then also Dalmore. I have a Dalmore doll that like can't stand, she pisses me off. But yeah, I like the Minifee size a little bit more, but that's Mirwen. I don't have a ton to say about her because I feel like Minifees are all pretty like similar, like they have similar bodies and stuff. I do like the posability on Minifees. Also, some dolls come like completely busted strong. The Resin Soul dolls over there, I'm actually nervous for them. I feel like they're gonna like tumble over because they're so tightly strung. They're snapping all over the place. And my Frappzilla doll, I think it's too tightly strung, so I need to restring that. I also think the arms need more sueding to them because the arm joint is like too smooth, like it just kind of flips and flops all over the place. So I think I'm gonna suede that. I have to suede the Resin Souls. But yeah, so I love how the Minifees come. They just are like ready to use. Moving on, we have my Digi Dolls Demon Succubus doll. This was cast by Handy Dandy Degenerates and it was sculpted by Digi Dolls. So this isn't her like complete look because I have a feminine bust for her and I just haven't worked on this doll. So I haven't like switched it out because it just restring is annoying, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna put the feminine bust on her when I eventually like paint her. But this is just the bust that she came with. So I bought this doll secondhand, and this is actually like if I were to order this doll, this is what I would want. Like I'd want this shade. I love pink. I just have such a preference for pink. If there's a pink shade that's available, like I'm gonna pick pink, which is why like for like the Frappzilla doll, like it's pink because I actually pre-ordered that doll. But yeah, I think that this doll, you could get it with like a penis, which is interesting. I really like this Digi Dolls doll. This was one of my holy grails when I like found it. I actually really like anything by Digi Dolls. So like any doll that she's sculpted, like I'm really into it. So yeah, she had like little centaurs floating around. She has her, what are they called? Like Ponta, the furry dolls. I don't know what else to call them. They're like little, like, what are they? I don't remember. Dogs? But yeah, those are really cool. I really want one of those, but whenever they're secondhand, I'm just broke as a joke, so I can't pick one up. So this is her. We love her. She has a moment. I love her face. I love her ears. I love her little fur tufts. I love the hands. The only thing I'm not crazy about, so this is an artist cast, which is great. And I actually don't know if this has anything to do with it being an artist cast. This doll is like too smooth. Like the joints are so smooth, it's hard to pose her. Hard to get to like lock at all. So I think she needs sueding, which is like whatever. Like I'll do it when I get to it, when I get to painting her, which I wanted to do. I was debating between painting her or the Frappzilla doll. But I chose the Frappzilla doll because this doll is like supposed to be a demon and I'm literally working on a demon right now. I worked on a demon recently. I just felt like too many demons. Love her hips. Look at those hips. I love those hips. Moving on, this is ufdoll. Ufdoll is an extremely inexpensive doll. I wanted an anime doll and a lot of them like run for crazy prices. Like she's obviously MSD, so she is less expensive than like a smart doll because those are SD or like a Dolphy Dream. But yeah, I don't like dolls that size. It's just too big. I live in like a tiny apartment. It's too much. To be honest, having this many MSDs is like kind of too much, but like having SD dolls is like way too much for me. I feel like MSD has become my preferred size. I also really like 1/6 scale dolls, but I definitely prefer MSD dolls over those at the moment. Well, certain 1/6 scale dolls I think are like really perfect. Like I have a dollzone doll that I'll show you guys in a second that I think is like literally perfect for me. Like I love the scale. But yeah, so she's MSD. I love this body. She's also like a rock. Like she poses so good. She came strung really well. I think this doll was like 120 bucks. I really recommend her. I like this like aesthetic where she's just kind of like, I mean, it's not gender neutral, the body. Like it's definitely feminine, but it's, I don't know, like the bust size isn't too big. I think I like wider hips. I think that this body also, if you have like floating heads around, I think this body would be great for that. I think this is the body, no, I know this is the body that Goki doll, they put their dolls' heads on. If you guys have ever seen those really cute like bunny heads, I really want one. And again, broke as a joke, so don't have the money for it. But this body I think is a great option if you have like floating heads around. I think there's only like 2 shades for it, so there's that. Like it's like white and then white, so you know. But if you got a white doll hanging around, this body's great for that. I ordered her from Taobao. I don't think this sculpt has a name that I remember because I was using Yoibai, which and I also like Taobao's translation like doesn't really translate to like a name of the sculpt. It's like, I don't remember, I think it was like teddy bear head or something, which I imagine is not the name of this. So yeah, but if you guys are looking for an inexpensive anime doll, there's also a realistic head that you can get with this body, but it was like really annoying for me to figure out how to get, so I just like stopped. Also, I can't get into my Taobao. I don't know why this is. Taobao does this to me. Taobao has more options than if you're using a service like Yoibai. Like, you can look up some things on Yoibai, but you can't get everything that's on Taobao. Like, it'll come up on Yoibai, so you have to kind of use Taobao in conjunction with Yoibai and like copy links and stuff into the Yoibai's like search thing. So yeah, I don't know, Taobao like logs me out. I like made an account with my phone number, and then it logged me out, and then when I put in my stuff, it just wouldn't let me log back in. And then I made an account with my husband's phone number, and it was working for a little bit, like while I bought this doll and 2 other dolls I'll show you guys, but then it won't let me log back in. I don't know what's going on. I run out of phone numbers. I don't have any more. So I don't know how to get on Taobao anymore, which sucks because I really like it as like a resource for dolls and doll stuff. But moving on, this is doll leaves. So I love doll leaves. I really want another doll leaves doll. What is it called? I don't remember, but I really want it. And maybe it's still in stock on Denver Doll Emporium. Maybe I'll come into money and I'll be able to buy it, but I got credit card debt, so never mind. But anyway, doll leaves Pearl. I love her face. I'm gonna like lift up the camera and show you guys her face a little bit. I'll also show you guys more close-ups of these, so I'll go around while I talk about it. But doll leaves Pearl has a really cute face. I also think doll leaves is a really awesome option if you guys don't have a ton of money and you don't want like a Resin Soul doll, and maybe you don't want to go on Taobao and like figure out what's legit and what's not on there. I think doll leaves is a great option. You can get it on Denver Doll Emporium. But yeah, so I really liked her like lips. I like her little elf ears. I like her, I guess, almond shaped eyes. I think they're almond shaped. I love the dolly's body as well. I think it's another option if you guys have floating heads around that you can put a head on there. I think they have like 2 colors. I don't think there's like a tan option, so there's that. Something mildly annoying though about doll leaves, I don't know why this is, but I have one other doll leaves doll, and the eyes are slightly uneven. The doll that I painted, which I'll show you guys with my 1/6 scale dolls, that one, very uneven, the eyes are, but I like edited it with an X-Acto blade. This one, they're slightly uneven. It's not as noticeable, but it's still noticeable if you're like staring at her face really hard. So yeah, I just really liked like her whole like aesthetic. I also really like doll leaves price point. I've mentioned this in the past, but I have a very like special place in my heart for inexpensive dolls. Because I don't know, they're like inclusive. I think that there's a lot of like very, 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 very cute ones, and I think doll leaves has a lot of those. But yeah, so love them. Resin Soul. What is this doll's name? I can't remember. I like bought it kind of on a whim. I just got really excited that Resin Soul had a new doll, and it was my birthday, so I bought myself a Resin Soul doll. Let's see here. Okay, it's ZXI. She's an elf. I like her. I don't love her. I think for a couple reasons. Like, I like her face. I actually really like the Resin Soul like face sculpts. They remind me of like old anime art. And I kind of dig it. I like it. I have a couple Resin Soul dolls. I like her ears a lot. I like how like really, really big they are. And the thing that I don't like, I think that I wish, there's a couple of things that I wish with Resin Soul. I don't really like this body, this Resin Soul body. It's like the Zun body and has like these giant boobies, which are cool, but I feel like they're like very big compared to like the very small figure. The doll next to it is, oh, what body is it? It's like, I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. But it's the smaller busted option. Like, they basically have the same exact body, but this one has the smaller bust. And I preferred that over it a lot. The doll next to it, I mean, I may as well talk about them in kind of conjunction, is a Dawn head. Can't remember the body off the top of my head. But yeah, I just feel like I like this aesthetic more because it's like a very like slight thin body and then just kind of a smaller bust. The big bust I think looks very, very, very big. I would say out of my Dawn head and my Z doll, I do like Dawn a little bit more. I like the face sculpt a little bit more. I'll show you guys a close up. I like her lips. I think the ears are like so cool. She's in pink, the Dawn doll, and then the Z doll is in like normal, I don't know, whatever, the peach or normal skin or whatever the heck it's called. It's just like the white option. Both have like the same jointing system, and they both desperately need to be restrung. So I don't know, maybe I'll do a video where I like paint them both at the same time or something. And yeah, so that's them. Last but not least is my Dalmore doll. Oh my god, this doll. All right, this is my catish reaa doll. We're just gonna go down here. She won't stand. She has high-heeled feet. I want to buy her flat feet because I just don't like the high-heeled feet. She's not a ballerina. There actually is a version of this doll that is a ballerina, so that's cool. She came with a face up. She was the first doll that I ever bought, so I bought her secondhand. And I actually think I have her full set, which is interesting because I don't have any other full set dolls. It's just not really how I operate because I like to like customize them, like how I did with Mirwen. So I don't really buy like full sets. Also, like full sets are so expensive. So there's that. I don't think this doll was very expensive in terms of like 1/4 scale dolls. I got it for like $300, and I got it during the pandemic, and I think I got it with a stimulus check. So there's that. It's a great way to. Can I get another stimulus check, by the way? Like, oh my god, that was pretty great. But yeah, she won't stand. I want to buy her flat feet. I also don't like. She has like a ton of jointing, which you would imagine is good, but it's like hard to control. She has like joints on joints on joints, which is like a little overwhelming. I just think it's a little much. I just don't think we need like 2 chest joints. Just, it's a little hard to control. She's also extremely tightly strung. I think this head though is very cute. Like, let me show you guys. This, I feel like Dalmore dolls like get no love. She's a cat, and like, oh my god, it's so pretty. Like, it's so pretty. Also, this face up is really pretty too. She has eyes that I made, so they're not the eyes that come with her. I kind of want to rebody her a little bit. Maybe put her on like, I wonder if she would fit on the ufdoll body. I don't really like this body aesthetically. I like the hands a lot. Like, they're very nice and like clawed and stuff, but I don't like, it's like a really big bust. And then the hips are like a little bit smaller, so I just kind of like, I guess the opposite is sort of my preference, where it's like big hips and then like a smaller bust. I don't really go on Dalmore's website because it's like, I'm not trying to sound judgy, but there are like some BJD websites that like feel like they're like straight up from like the early 2000s, like still, and I feel like Dalmore is a little bit of that going on. So I don't go on there a ton, but the last time I went on there, I don't know if you can just buy heads, but if you can, I really recommend buying the head. It's gorgeous. So these are my 1/4 scale dolls. I'm going to show you guys my 1/6 scale dolls. These are all of my 1/6 scale dolls. Slash, the one on the extreme left is I think 1/8 scale, and then the bunny, I don't know what scale it is. He's like extremely tiny, but I'm going to throw him in here because I'm not going to do like a miscellaneous category. I have quite a few. 1/6 was what I preferred when I first started collecting BJDs, which is why I have so many of them. And then as it's been a little bit, I've moved on to preferring 1/4 scale, just because painting 1/6 scale heads is like it's pretty intense. Their faces are just really tiny, and I like that. I do like painting really small dolls, but sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming where you just feel like your eyes are like, you're getting like cross eyes and stuff because you're trying to concentrate so hard on something so small. I'm just gonna go over my 1/6 scale dolls. First up, in a bit of a pitiful position, is my Doll Leaves. Oh my god, what is this doll called? It was limited edition. I think it was like a gift or something. I got her for $120. I think $120. I think the Doll Leaves pricing is I feel like maybe it was $140. I feel like their pricing is a little bit skewed, a smidge, because this doll and the 1/4 scale doll were like very similar in price. There wasn't really much of a difference. So I just think that's kind of lame because there's such a difference in a couple things. This doll just didn't feel as sturdy as my Doll Leaves Pearl. She feels like the resin in certain spots is like really thin. I was scared that I was just gonna like break stuff, and also like the jointing and stuff is not as nice on this doll. Like, she just feels like a lower quality. She is smaller, which I feel like should also contribute to the price being quite a bit cheaper, because it's just like less product that you're using, or less product that you're casting. Maybe, you know, this stuff, like there's different stuff that goes into it. This was my Christmas doll last year. I made her into like a dark reindeer. I did like her at the time. She cannot stand now. Her stringing when I got her was a little bit janky. Like her back legs were like the stringing was just like twisted up, and I strung her with the only elastic that I had that was like small enough was very small, like thin elastic, so I just think it was too thin to really hold up her frame. It's what the bunny is strung with, but it works for him because he's just like really tiny, where she's like she's quite a bit bigger, so I just think it's holding too much, and she's just become very, very loosely strung, so that's why she's laying down. Yeah, I don't know, this doll's okay. Like, I kind of regret buying it. I think my husband got it for me for Christmas, like a couple years back, which aka just means like he funded it and I picked it out. That's just kind of how we do gifts in this household. The next doll is my dollzone. Oh my god, what is this doll? Okay, it's like a holy grail, but I always forget what it's called because I kind of suck. Hold on. It's a dollzone little snow head on a dollzone honey, I think it's honey body. Okay, so that's her. So yeah, I have the honey body. Dollzone has two 1/6 scale bodies. One of them is the original body that little snow comes on, and then there's the body that honey comes on, which honey is a doll that has like a really big head. So this body's like a little bit chunkier, and I just preferred it more aesthetically. So I got this body and it fits. It works really well. So yeah, I love this combination. I love this doll's jointing. I love these knees, by the way. I just feel like this doll has it too, and this doll. I just feel like some artists do them and they don't like snap very well, but these three right here that I'm going to be talking about, they all snap very well and they have this style of knee. I think it's my favorite aesthetically. Like I've mentioned in the past, I mostly get dolls secondhand. This doll I actually ordered. I got it from Alice Collections on like layaway. I think it was like, was it even $200? It was surprisingly like pretty, it was a pretty good price if I remember. Like it wasn't too crazy. There's some dolls that I have that are extremely expensive. Like I think the most expensive doll that I have is my Digi Dolls Handy Dandy Degenerate. I think I paid $600 for that. Definitely probably wouldn't spend $600 on a doll now, just because I bought it when I was like a little bit more comfortable financially. I also love this scale. Like it's 1/6 scale, but like it has like this cute little chunky body. It has like this little round head that's like not too tiny, where I feel like painting it will be like really fun. And yeah, I love her. I love her a lot. I feel like her body's like a little bit similar to the one that's next to her. So these are the dividing line dolls. I think that's the company. But there's also like fenxiejien in the name. I'm not sure if that's like the artist. But yeah, so these are both those. This one is the dividing line. This doll on the left is the dividing line doll, and then the one on the right is from their garden series, I think. It's interesting looking at them because I thought they had like the same exact skin tone, but they actually don't. The one on the right is like a little bit pinker, and the one on the left is a little bit more yellow. Their faces are like so similar. Like I feel like I ordered basically the same doll. I just ordered the human version and then like the elf version. But yeah, I wanted more anime dolls, so that's what this is. So that's what these are. I got them from Taobao when I bought my ufdoll doll. And yeah, these are such a good price. They're like 60 bucks. These dolls smell so resiny. I don't know why. Like all of my other dolls, I feel like the resin smell, like they smelled resiny when I first got them, but now like it's worn off. But these dolls, like, wow, they stink. I like the body on the elf one a little bit more. It's actually a little bit different, which is interesting. Like the right one you would assume is better, like it poses better because it has like that chest joint, but actually the one on the left poses better. Like it's just more aesthetically pleasing, which like I was saying is kind of my preference when it comes to BJDs and posing. But yeah, those are my little anime babies. I want to paint them like at the same time and make them like, I don't know. Maybe I'll make one like an angel and one a devil or something. I don't know. But that's them. And then I figured I'd throw this in. I wasn't sure I wasn't going to, but because I completely forgot it's a BJD. But my Dollightful bunny, this little thing, it's my little prince. I love him. I really do. Like I still think he's like literally the sweetest doll I've ever painted. He's so cute, and it's so cute how he stands. He always has to like lean against a doll, so it looks like he's putting his little hand on a doll. I don't know. I love him. He's like pink, and his eyes are really nice, and he's cute. So I'll show you guys like a little clip of him. I haven't talked about him in a really long time. He just sits in my display case being one of my cutest creations. But he's a BJD, so I figured I'd probably put him in here. Next is my Resin Soul doll. I really like Resin Soul dolls. I have 3 of them. feel like if I had a lot of money, I'd have more, but I don't. I really, really, really wanted one of these. This is their Deer Tour line. I think this is autumn. They have like different heads. I have one for every season. I was debating between summer, I think if I remember correctly, or autumn. And I found this on eBay. I was like, yes, please. I like bought it immediately. I didn't even like ask any questions. It was a good price. I think it was what they retail for and everything. And it was in the color that I wanted because I really wanted a light tan. I like, when it comes to Centaurs, I like brown Centaurs because I feel like it looks really weird when they're like peach, like the exact shade that I want. I also like Resin Soul's light tan. I think it looks really nice. This doll, I feel like it poses pretty nicely. I feel like Resin Soul's jointing is a little bit interesting. Like, it's not my favorite aesthetically, but I like this doll's like jointing for his legs and stuff. Like I was saying, I think that he like reminds me of kind of like an 80s anime character or like anime drawing, and I like it. I think they're really nice dolls, especially for their price point. But moving on, we have Mayu. So Mayu has a line of 1/6 scale dolls, and I think I have all of the girls except for one of them. This one on the left is Gina. I'm gonna talk about them just kind of as a couple because they're with the same brand, but this one on the left is Gina. This one's Verodis. Verodis has like a little bit of discoloration around like the forehead. You might be able to see. She came like that. It was like in the sales post. I think maybe the previous owner might have taken like acetone to her to like wipe the face up off or something. I can't remember exactly, but they're two different body types from Mayu for the 1/6 scale dolls. So the one on the right, Verodis, has like a hip joint and a small bust. Just first looking into these dolls, I wanted the smaller bust, but I actually really, really like how just Gina's, like, I don't know, the boobs look nice. I like that she doesn't have the hip joint, and she feels really sturdy. Like, she feels like nicer and kind of heavier, maybe because of that bigger boob than Verodis does. So I love Mayu's 1/6 scale dolls. I feel like they just pose really nicely. They feel like very sturdy dolls, and they're beautiful. The only issue that I have with Mayu, because I do kind of want a 1/4 scale doll from them, but I feel like a lot of their faces look very, very, very similar. Even if you look at these two, like, I know that the one has a face up and the other one doesn't, but there's only like honestly, I think the only difference really is the eyes. Like, the eye shape is totally different, and Gina's eyes are like farther apart. And obviously Verodis has like elf ears, but there's not too much of a difference for face shape, and the nose and the lips look like pretty much the same thing. So yeah, I just wish there was like a little bit more variety with Mayu. I want like 1/4 scale Mayu doll because they're beautiful dolls. There's just not a lot of variety happening. So I obviously have two different skin tones. I have the, I guess, normal skin. Is normal skin what brand called it normal skin? I don't know. I can't remember. I think it might be Minifee. But I have the more like, you know, peachy skin tone, or like yellowy kind of white skin tone, and then I have tan. I think that Mayu actually does a deeper shade than this, which is pretty cool because not a lot of brands do. That's cool. I think it's called like coffee or something. That's those two. And then we have Maskcat. So this is Maskcat. I think I have a Nez. I can't remember. Where is it? Feline. Oh my god, I can't remember. I think it's a Nez. Here's who she is. I like her. I really like Maskcat. Like, I want a 1/4 scale Maskcat doll. I think this doll is nice. I do have some like little issues with it. I think that the sculpting with Maskcat is beautiful, and I think it's hand sculpted. I think, don't quote me, but I think they're hand sculpted, which is just very impressive. Like, I love the like sculpting on the hands. They're just these like small, beautiful little things. The feet are like strangely tiny, which I don't really understand. Like, it's not very proportioned, but like, I don't know, it's still cute. I feel like the Maskcat dolls kind of remind me of like classical paintings. Just like their style of like face and body and all that. I feel like this doll is like one of the most fragile dolls that I own. The resin feels really thin, and I don't know why. Like, you can even kind of see if you look at the top of the head. So this doll like has a magnet on the top of the head. Why? Yeah. So you can see like there, like the dark spot on the top of where its like head top is. You can see like a little dark spot. And that is because the resin is so thin that you can see the magnet through it. But I really do like her. I think she has like a unique face. More of like a close-up of her face. So yeah, she has like a really nice, like unique sculpting. She almost looks like sort of sad, but it's beautiful. So I actually did a video of this doll a little bit ago. It's my ufdoll. I don't think ufdoll names their dolls that I know of, but it's just, I got off of AliExpress. It's actually a legit doll that you can get off AliExpress. I don't think anybody's gonna recast ufdoll just because they're so inexpensive to begin with. Like this doll is $60. What is the point of recasting it? They're up because I was just kind of shocked that there was like one, a legit doll on AliExpress, and two, such an inexpensive BJD. She's like a very similar, is she 60? I think she's 60. So she's very comparable to the dividing line dolls. She's not made out of resin. She's, I think, PVC and some other plastic material. And I think she's really great for like, if you guys are trying to get in the hobby and you don't have a ton of money, I think she's a really good option. And yeah, just look up like ufdoll. There's another ufdoll BJD that you can get off of AliExpress. And I think that one's like 40 bucks. It's like more chibi. So if that's your thing, check that out. She like stands like a rock. She's also the consistency of like, so she's like plastic, but she feels like so smooth and nice. Like it feels beautiful to pose. It feels like she's so velvety that it feels like she's like suede. So she has just really nice, like she holds, like if I bend her arm or something, like it holds, it doesn't move. Part of me like just buys her and feel her because she just feels so good. So yeah, I like her. She's not like, she's definitely not my favorite 1/6 scale doll. Like I just feel like, you know, I like more, I guess, mature figures, and she's more of like a, I don't know, like 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old, I guess. So her figure's like not super mature, but she's so cute though. That's her face. You can also get an anime version of this doll. It just has an anime head. It's a very basic anime head without like lip sculpting, which is not my thing, but it's available, so if that's your thing, go for it. Next up we have my Dream Valley cow. This doll was bought kind of on a whim, a little bit. I just saw that there was one in stock on Denver Doll Emporium. And at the time, this was like a while ago, I was going through like a phase where I really liked like Centaurs. I still like Centaurs. And it was 1/6 scale, which at the time was my preference. So I picked it up. I mentioned this, that I don't really like fantasy colors. This is definitely a fantasy color. It's not really my thing, but I think this doll has beautiful sculpting. Like it's so beautiful, especially for the size. And all the jointing, like it has such nice jointing for a centaur, and a centaur at this scale. It's just like, it's just kind of like leagues above, for example, like the Resin Soul, and like not even like, I feel like this and then the dollzone don't even, they're like not even remotely in the same category when it comes to sculpting. So yeah, it's just beautiful. Oh, it's not a centaur. I guess it's a giraffe. It's supposed to be a giraffe. So there's that. I really like it for the most part. I just don't really like the color. Like if I could get this in tan, which I feel like I saw one on the secondhand market a while ago and it was in tan. I was like, I already have this doll. I can't buy it again. That's stupid. I'll show you guys the body a little bit more. Yeah, so that's what like the torso comes with, or like the stomach. It also comes with a part where if I wanted this to not be like a centaur-y thing, it comes with a part that you can put on like a butt basically, and I could put that on the lower part where like the hips are, and then just restring it and have it be like a person who just has like deer feet or giraffe feet, I guess in this case. I think this was like 300 bucks. So it's a little bit pricier for the scale, but it comes with like added stuff. So last but not least, I'm probably gonna take my camera down to show you guys her a little bit better because I feel like this is not doing her any justice so far away. But this is my AliExpress Jessica. She's my only 1/3 scale doll. 1/3 is just way too big for me. I was actually gifted this doll. It was my friend's mom's, and she mailed her to me like completely randomly one day. It was really cool. I was so confused. I was like, did I buy this? What is this? But yeah, I don't know. She's a gorgeous doll. Like, she's very, very, very pretty. If she was half the size, I'd be like so, you know, down. But she's just so big. I'll show you guys. I like her knees. I like the sculpting. Like, the sculpting is really nice. I feel bad for her. Like, I feel like I'm not giving her nearly enough love. She's a little bit, I feel like, she may be yellowed, I'm not sure. So I assume this is the company face up. She's very like curvy. I like her knee joints a lot. She has like manicure on her hands. I think she's beautiful, I just think she's too big for me. I was thinking about either selling her, which feels a little weird. I don't know why, it's like stupid, but it feels weird like selling something that somebody gifted to me, or giving her to my niece who mentioned wanting to like get into ball jointed dolls. She's like 17, so I thought maybe I would just like give her to her. But yeah, that's her. Beautiful doll, really beautiful, like stunning. Like, I want a 1/4 scale Eiffel House doll. Anyway guys, that is all my BJDs that I have. I know I have a lot of them. Honestly, I feel like I bought most of them when I was a little bit more frivolous with money. Yeah, I really haven't bought a lot of BJDs in the past like year and a half, just because, you know, they're expensive. And yeah, but I kind of want to change that, I guess, with the new year. Like, if I see a doll that has like a good layaway program and like the layaway down payment isn't too expensive and I have the money, like, want to hop on it, just because, you know, they're like pretty art objects. But I've also been chilling out a bit because obviously I need to paint some of these, so what the hell. And I'm going to, I swear to God. So yeah, if you guys have any BJDs that you've pre-ordered lately, let me know. If you have any holy grails, let me know. I always love hearing about those. If you guys have a YouTube channel and you have a BJD collection video, I would love to see that, because I just like seeing people's collections. And yeah, like this video if you like this video, subscribe, it makes me happy, and I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. Bye!